Patch panel. Think of the patch panel as the central nervous system of the physical network. While a switch provides the active intelligence and data moving power, the patch panel provides the organized, physical foundation that makes a professional server room manageable. It is a passive device, meaning it has no power cord and does not think about data. Its only job is to act as a permanent termination point for all the copper and fiber cables running through the walls of the building. The architecture of structured cabling. In a professional environment, you never run a single, long Ethernet cable directly from an employee's desk all the way into a port on a network switch. This is known as point-to-point cabling, and it is a nightmare to maintain. If that one long cable breaks, you have to rip it out of the wall and run a new one. Instead, we use structured cabling. The cable coming from the wall jack at the employee's desk, often called the horizontal run, travels through the ceiling and terminates at the back of a patch panel in the server rack. This is a permanent connection. The front of the patch panel features rows of RJ45 ports. To connect an employee to the network, you simply plug a short, patch cable from the front of the panel into the switch sitting right next to it. The administrative benefit, organization and protection. The primary reason we use patch panels is to prevent wear and tear. Network switches are expensive, and their ports are delicate. If you were constantly plugging and unplugging the heavy cables coming from the walls directly into your switch, you would eventually break the switch ports, requiring a costly replacement. With a patch panel, the heavy lifting and constant movement happen on a relatively cheap, passive piece of metal. If a port on a patch panel wears out, you only have to replace a single module or the panel itself, rather than an entire multi-thousand-dollar managed switch. Furthermore, patch panels allow for incredible organization. In a large office with hundreds of desks, a server rack can quickly turn into a spaghetti monster of tangled wires. A well-organized patch panel uses labels and color-coded patch cables to tell you exactly which port corresponds to which office or cubicle. This allows a technician to reconfigure the entire network layout in minutes just by moving a few short patch cables. The physics of the connection, the punch down. To master the patch panel, you must understand how the wires are actually connected at the back. This is usually done using a 110 punch-down block. An Ethernet cable contains 8 individual copper wires. To terminate it at the patch panel, a technician uses a specialized punch-down tool. This tool pushes each tiny wire into a metal V-shaped slot that cuts through the plastic insulation to make a solid electrical connection. As a security and IT professional, you must ensure these connections follow either the T568A or T568B wiring standards. If the wiring at the patch panel doesn't match the wiring at the wall jack, the connection will fail, or you will experience crosstalk and signal interference that will slow down the network. Troubleshooting the cable tester. When a user's computer says network cable unplugged, the patch panel is one of the first places a technician looks. You will use a cable tester to verify the path. By plugging one end of the tester into the wall jack and the other into the corresponding port on the patch panel, you can verify that all 8 wires are correctly punched down and that there are no breaks in the ceiling. If the tester shows a split pair or a short, you know you need to repunch the connection at the back of the panel. By mastering the organization and termination of patch panels, you ensure that the physical foundation of your network is stable, labeled, and ready for years of reliable service.